What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Knights here, and welcome back to another top tier Mordhau class builds video. If you guys want to pause the video and check out the details of specific classes, you're welcome to do so. Let's go ahead and check out the first class, which is a Zweihander 230. This is for front lines, and it's pretty standard, nothing too special about it. This is my go-to class for larger maps. And onto the Battle Axe, which is a 332, so a bit heavier on the armor, with the friendly perk as well, along with the Battle Axe and a bandage. Now this is my absolute go-to build for smaller maps such as Taiga. Another thing I want to really quickly point out about the friendly perk, it has many upsides, including protecting against fire pot damage from friendly, along with catapult damage. But another very important feature that is kind of a more passive system is that when you get hit in the back by a teammate, when you're XV1ing somebody or just in the midst of battle, you can very clearly distinguish that that damage was from a teammate when you have the friendly perk on. Whereas if you don't have friendly and you get hit in the back of the head by a maul, you're pretty much going to have to turn around and address what's going on behind you. So that's another thing that's really nice about friendly for front lines, is that it notifies you who exactly is behind you and whether it is a friendly teammate that hit you or not. So now we're getting into my dual classes. This is probably my favorite dual class. It's a Battle Axe 332 with second wind, and the Battle Axe has some of the fastest stab damage, so you can just punch people off, and it's really nice for having the initiative in fights, along with just having some really good drag damage. Now, sometimes you're going to have to 3-shot your enemies, whereas War Axe and Evening Star are really good at 2-shotting. But if you're a good, consistent player and good at playing the stamina game, this is a wonderful weapon to do that and just kind of take your time and play it smart. Evening Star has been said to be one of the best dueling weapons in the game, and it has some of the best 2-shotting potential in the game. Pretty much guarantees 2 shots. I'm not entirely sure if it does a lot to the leg. Let me check that really quick. So yeah, 45 to the leg, just like War Axe. It's almost identical to War Axe. So if you hit somebody in the leg with level 3 and then you hit them in the chest, they're dead. So they die in 2 shots no matter what. So, and the feints are, they can work pretty well. They're pretty slow. So typically what I look for in a weapon is a weapon that is either abnormally fast or abnormally slow. That way you can surprise your enemies with extremely exaggerated long drags or very fast excels. Next we have the Greatsword. This is a really good weapon, up and coming after this recent buff. It's one of my favorite dual weapons. Now it's again going to be more of the 3-shot type of weapon depending on who you're dueling, but it really is a nice consistent weapon, and you can keep your distance and play it smart. Same with the Poleaxe. It's typically a 3-shotter, but if you put it in the alt mode, this hammer end side of the weapon is really strong. Now just keep in mind, you can still combo with the alt mode, but if it hits them, you're not going to be able to combo, you're not going to be able to slash through them and then hit them on the next hit. So that's the only thing. It might kind of throw you off if you do land a hit. Keep in mind, you're not going to be able to combo out of that hit, whereas you would be able to do that on the standard mode. But from what I've heard, the alt mode is the better mode for duels. Next is a good old classic longsword build. It's a 332 with second wind and a cleaver. And this is a super good consistent build. And the War Axe build, again, it's like a baby Evening Star, but only costs 5 points. It's extremely good right now. I'm not sure if the devs ever plan to nerf it, but it is a very strong weapon. So I'm running max armor with second wind in the War Axe, and again, like I've mentioned, it has the potential to 2-shot max armor in any sort of hit variation, given that it is a drag. Now my Zweihander dual class. This is good for countering like spear duelists or longer range players, or just making sure you space yourself out. Messer, which is very good at excelling. Good for overhead excels and excel drags and stuff like that. And the Maul. Now I don't use this very much, but it is very scary to go up against, knowing that if you try to chamber people, especially chambering their drags, they're going to have to risk a lot, knowing that you could literally kill them in 1 shot. So it's a very scary class to duel against. I wouldn't say it's the best dueling weapon, but it is very taunting to go up against. Now this is my, back into frontline classes, this is my little bit safer playing Zweihander build. He's got a bit of more of a Viking look. Now it's a 2-2-1 with a bandage instead of a 2-3-0. So I definitely use this guy from time to time as well. The Bardiche, which is a 2-3-1 as well. And I've been using Bardiche a little bit less since I've swapped over to Keybinds, because the alt mode is what does the most damage, but it can't combo. And the standard mode still does a lot of damage, but it kind of has a lot less two-shot potential. It's a bit more like War Axe, so that's why I use War Axe over Bardiche, because it is cheaper and basically gets the job done for compared to the Bardiche's standard mode, given that I like to have the combo as an aspect in my playstyle. Now this is a Messer build. It's got friendly bandage with a Pavis shield and a 3-3-2. Very nice archer defense shield, along with just like mixing up your playstyle. Now this is a War Axe 2-3-2 with a bandage and rush. Plenty of armor in my opinion. Still has the bandage for dipping out and timing your attacks. And the rush perk is really, really good for just running through crowds, especially with the War Axe. It's got really fast combos and does a lot of damage. Now the Evening Star, it's a super good weapon, and it can be used very, very well in front lines. The only thing I typically don't use it for in front lines is that you can't combo through targets unless it kills them with a hit. So when you hit somebody, it's going to stop you in your tracks. And if you're trying to 1vx, it's going to, if you hit the first guy, unless you kill him, it's going to stop right there, and then you're going to get shanked. So that's why I don't really use Evening Star or Maul in frontline, even though Maul is super, super good in frontline, and a lot of times you will kill people with your hit and be able to combo through it. But I just, and same with Poleaxe in the alt mode, which is what I believe to be the better mode for it. It does kind of stop you in your tracks when you're trying to combo, so that's why I don't use those that much. And I've been using the Executioners a lot less lately, again, because it doesn't have the combo factor. And I think comboing is super important for front lines and still pretty important for dueling. And I know a lot of people that have success that are at a high skill level that use Executioners for duels and whatever. And it is what I got my 100 kill game on. But ever since I switched to Keybinds, I can't use non-combo weapons. I mean, I can, but I prefer comboable weapons. And the Greatsword, 2-3-2 with a bandage friendly. Friendly and bandage are my go-tos. I'm sure most of you guys know that. My Messer Buckler build. Classic good old longsword build. Now this is a build that I would highly recommend to beginners. It has a lot of good factors, considering the longsword is a very well-balanced weapon, along with having the friendly perk, and getting used to using bandages is very nice. Now this is a good class for experienced players as well, but if you are new at the game, I would give this one a look. Finally, this is my final serious class. This is a Messer 2-3-1 with Bloodlust. I'll probably end up making another War Axe Bloodlust build, but I haven't really been using Bloodlust a whole lot lately. But this is a good build in theory. And now we're getting into like troll meme builds. We have the Sesame Street guy. He's actually a really good engineer class. I can go ahead and show him to you guys. And I've mentioned him in the last video, I believe. But he's got level 1 helmet, level 1 chest, and a heavy hand axe, toolbox, and medic bag for just kind of setting up camp with Smith perk. This is my rodent, my referee, my tomato gang guy, and Henry Bankshaft. He's a fire pot troll for Crossroads if I'm just getting impatient and want to join the cancer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to catching you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.